Hello, welcome to this live session, question and answer session, live from Barnabas Junction. Just getting everything set up so you can see me nice and clearly. There we go. Let's get this. Hopefully I will be able to answer any questions that you may have. Hello, Thomas. I'm just seeing now if I can get on so I can see the chat over here on a separate channel. So give me a moment while I get everything set up properly. Just turn that down so I can see the live chat, as I don't want to miss your questions. Here we go. There we go. Right then. Hi Thomas. Hello. Welcome to Barnabas Junction live. If you see me popping my head back into it, obviously I'm looking at the screen for the live chat. Hi to Pippin Junction, and also hi to S2S, Attic Railway. Greetings, he says. Right, so I'm going to try and answer your questions as promised about anything here on the layout. And during this time, I'm also going to be running a few trains, and I'll hopefully take you in for some closer looks of the locos and the rolling stock that I've got here at the layout. Hello, Strathpeffer Junction. Hello to you. Not heard from you before, so welcome to Barnabas Junction. Right. I think I better put the lights on so you can all see everything that you've seen in the previous update. There we go. So, right, first questions coming in. Oh, before we go, hi to Penny Hill. Right, Thomas, you ask a first question. How long has it took me to get this far on my layout? Well, that's a good question. There's kind of like two time frames I can use on this. This initial layout, I began May last year. 2016, to get it to the point that it says now. This layout I have got is actually the 11th incarnation. Yeah, 11th. It took 11 times of dismantling, building, getting it to how I actually wanted it to work well with the attic. So yeah. May, what's that now? It's about 18 months then. So it's been slow at times, but then you get brainstorming sessions and lots gets done all at once. So although it might look a lot, what you're seeing here, just in front here, is just the main station section. The loft itself is 13 foot wide. So each side is 13 foot, except over there there's a chimney recess, as we are in the loft, which just makes the area a little bit smaller. So I have been working on each side independently as I've been progressing, but in the last, say, 6 months or so, I've really been concentrating on getting the station area really done. So yeah, 18 months, of which probably 8 to 10 months has been focused purely just on the station. So I hope that answers your question. Oh, I've got a flood of more questions here. All right, so I'll try and keep up with them as best as I can. Hi to Reese Scooge, if I pronounced that rightly. I hope so. I apologise if I haven't. Right, Strathfeather, fairly new here, been lurking for a wee while. How long have you been working on the layout? As to the previous question, yeah, about 18 months on this actual design. But initially, I'll just add to that, the actual layout itself began some 10 years ago. I initially got my first train set, as we were getting when back in them days where we first start up. and it was the Flying Scotsman set, and it was just the simple oval track, and I didn't really have anywhere decent enough to fix it down, and I came up here and just did a little bit of a set, and you get bored of it after so long, as we all do, because we need a bit more creation in a layout. And it sat doing nothing for ages until just after Christmas 2015, coming into 2016, I thought, let's do something. And that's how it began. I had to do a bit of construction up here to accommodate a layout of a decent size. And as of May, that's when the first track started going down. Right, Pippin Junction. You're asking what Stobart products I've got. Well, you'll just, as you will probably see over there, I do have some Stobart boxes. Those courtesy of Atlas Editions, the new subscriber setup that they did on the low cost. I do have. I'm trying to remember. I don't think. I'll just see if they're in the boxes. One moment. I think they're still in the boxes. I do have, and I do only get these as and when funds are available. I have, still in its box, I have the low loader. That's one. And secondly, to go on the low loader, slide it out of its box, I have the hydraulic excavator to also fit on that low loader with the really big long arm. Both of those from Atlas Editions. I don't think I have much else though that's Stobart. But if I do think of anything else, I think there might be one more thing. If you can include, I do have Stobart rail truck. I do have that. Right. So. Oh, big hello, Dave. Dave Jones, thank you very much for tuning in. Why DRS? You know EWS is totally better livery. You already know the subject on that one, Dave. DRS is my favourite livery of them all. I do come from the town of Crewe, which is a big railway town, and we have all the major companies here: DRS, EWS, Freightliner, Network Rail. They're all here. But I did a visit to the DRS depot, Gresty Bridge. Not last year's. No, sorry, not this year's. The year before they did the open day at Crewe, and I got myself into a 68, sat in the cab, and I saw a lot of the other locos there, and I instantly fell in love with DRS. Prior to that, I was a big Freightliner fan, but I've never really been into EWS, and less into it now. It's become DB Schenker. They also are local to this area. In fact, I've just get my directions right. The EWS DB Schenker depot is about half a mile in that direction over there. And overnight, we hear all the workings going on, engine tests and all that. We can hear that's how close I am to that depot. So yeah, sorry, Dave, DRS all the way for me, mate. Not EWS. Unfortunately, you will not see any EWS on this layout. I did have one, but that's since gone to pastures new. So just DRS mainly for me. I do have a couple of three Freightliners. I have a 66 and 257s here, 001 and 003. So I do like the Freightliner still as well, but I am mainly DRS, as I have. As of counting today, I think I have 9 DRS locos, ranging from 37s, 57s, 66s, and where is it? DRS. Oh, 68. That's the one I'm thinking of. Can't remember where it is. It's sat there. Right. Thank you, Straff. Thank you. Excellent job in 18 months. When we all put a mind to it, yeah, we can get to it. Thomas, I started with the Country Flyer, but looking for the Flying Scotsman. Yes, excellent loco. I say everybody should have a Flying Scotsman, whether they like steam locomotives or not. I suppose in British tradition, everyone needs to have a Flying Scotsman. My model is one of the older models of the Flying Scotsman, I say dating back from 10, 12 years ago. It's not DCC ready. So it has got to be hardwired, unfortunately. I would like to get the new one, but I'm really happy with the one I've got. 3-bit guy. Hello from Germany. Hello. Cornwall Valley Railway. I started with the E-Link Western Pullman, but I can't get it to work, sadly, so I just used the standard Hornby controller. So I was just wondering, does anyone know how to get it working? A question actually I would have to ask. I currently operate with a Hornby Select. I know it's the beginner's model. I will be upgrading eventually to a newer DCC controller. And I do also have a H&M Duet. In fact, I have a couple of them. I've got a single one here, which operates my DC line across the top. But I do have a Duet as well. This is a single one. And if you're on DC, highly recommend those as your DC controller. So for an E-Link, yes, you do need a computer with that, as that's what it's for Railmaster software. I personally have no experience of it as of yet, but I do know friends in the model railway community that do use it, and I do believe, quote me if I'm wrong, Pennyhill Junction, if you want to get in touch with him, he is considering going towards the E-Links side. He currently has a Hornby Elite, but I think, if I'm right, if you put me right, Pennyhill, aren't you going towards the E-Link with the Railmaster software? Please get in touch. Kiwi, hello Kiwi, good day from New Zealand. Good day, Spot. Glad you can join us. Right, S2S, what have we got? Oh, just another one there, Train Central 125. I've got to say I like your icon, DRS Loco 57. Nice one there, mate. Oh yeah, oh my god, Dave, oh, you've got the loco you were drooling over for months. Yes, that's right, the 68. I couldn't wait to get my hands on one of them, especially after being sat in the cab of one at Gresty Road. Are you going to, right, Train Central 125, are you going to do any real life train videos in the future? I have actually done some already. I'll be honest with you, I haven't published them on the channel, and smack my wrist, I should do. I should get them on there. I've got some footage taken in Crewe Railway Station of locos coming in and out, like a true train spotter, I suppose. I have Pendolino footage. I have some footage taken on the Northern Rail. I think it was class 155, but I might be wrong. It was on the Crewe to Manchester line. So I should get them online, and I'll try my best to get some of that on. And I do intend to do some more very soon, including when I travel to Birmingham in a couple of weeks. John Warner, hi to John. How are you doing? Thank you very much for joining us. Right, Dave is asking, Train Central. I'm trying to arrange a date at Crewe with myself. Yes, he is. He's coming down. So hopefully soon I'll make him do one. Yes, I'm sure you will, Dave. I'm sure you will. Thomas, I went to York on Saturday. Oh, so jealous, mate. Any photographs? I'd love to see them. S2S. I bought the Flying Scotsman when I didn't even have a layout. That's how awesome it is. Too right, mate. Too right. Definitely. John, are you talking about DCC controllers? Yes, I've just been talking about the one I actually have. It's Hornby Select, and it's one of, I've actually got two of them. I've got the Mark 1 and I have the Mark 3. If anyone's wondering why I'm saying Mark III, it's because of the version of the firmware that's installed on them. This one here is version 1.1. If you don't know how to do your version, if you don't know what version yours is, when you power it on, it'll come up with a selection of 3 numbers, one after another. The first one, if it says 10, that's your version number. So it's 10 equals 1.0. Then you've got, if it comes up with an 11, that's version 1.1. I think the next version is version 1.3, so it'll be a 13, and then there's version 1.5, which is a 15 when you first power it on. If you've got the 1.5, you've got the most up-to-date firmware, I think, that the Select software is currently being distributed with. That is it's the best one to have, because that doesn't seem to have, or I know from other modelers, it doesn't have any problems with multi-manufacturer of decoders. The one I have does have some issues with decoders. It doesn't like any Bachmann chips apart from no, it doesn't like Bachmann chips at all. It's the DC27 chip. I think that's a Bachmann chip. I might be wrong. It might be a Gauge Master chip, but that's the only chip apart from the ones I actually use that I've found that works. Other chips I've had problems with, and I'll mention about what chips I use in shortly. GBR fan 66, hi to you. Thanks for joining us. Dave mentioning, discussing there about the E-Links. Yes, that's right, he did have one. Thoughts on the rising cost of locos? Hopefully we can all grab a bargain. That's from Broxy Bear. Yes, the rising cost of locos. I work on a budget. I know I have quite a few of the newer ones, but I do save up for them. It is an issue these days with the newer locos. They are expensive. It's a hobby, but it's a hobby for those that can afford it. Getting a train set can be quite simple, but when you want to develop further on, the hobby becomes quite expensive. Now, if anyone of you follow a channel called Budget Model Railways, he's an excellent channel and does his best to show how model railwaying can be done on a very tight budget using everything you can find around in the household, just down to baseboards being built out of cardboard. It's that budgeting. A lot of the stuff I have here is been built using a lot of reclaimed or recycled material, as well as a lot of the stuff is bought, but I buy the stuff when it's either on mega sales or basically free. I try my best to get on a lot of free hands-on free stuff as well. So yeah, locos these days are very expensive. You can get the lower budget locos. Lima are a very good low budget loco to get. Not very high detailed, but I got myself 7 new locos recently, and I got them at an absolute steal of a price. Some of them were like in mint condition. 5 of them were Lima, 2 of them were Hornby, and I'm very proud of having them. But I picked them up for around £15 each. That's how cheap they are, instead of the extortionate prices of some of the manufacturers that are displaying models now in the hundreds. And if you're talking sound, you're talking mega prices. I have one sound loco. It's a TTS 47. It is the only one I have, and I paid £60 for that. I did save up for it. I wanted a sound loco, and it's available reasonably cheap, and I did get that. And I am looking at possibly getting another one, or at least getting a TTS sound chip to go into one of my locos. That's a class 37, because that's something I really do like the sound of. What my favourite loco that is, by the way. Right. Getting on with the questions. Hi to Cromway Valley. How long is my Pendolino? Well, I've got 2 Pendolino sets. I've got the basic original Pendolino set that came with a 7-pin chip. It was the original Pendolino first edition. I've since upgraded that to the 8-pin decoders because the 7-pin were actually made by Hornby and have issues. So I upgraded the PCBs in them to the 8-pin decoders, and that's the one that's currently sat here. That's a 5-car set. It originally came as a 4-car set, but I purchased an additional car for that, carriage. So that runs as a 5, and it just fits nicely into my station area. I do have the Alstrom livery 4-car set, which I had for Christmas, which I would like to increase to a 5, but you can't get the Alstrom livery carriages to fit in between, which would need to just be a solid white bar. Solid black bar. So that's currently sat up on the shelf up there. I do intend to run that very soon, as it's not been run for a while. So I do like to run 2 Pendolinos on the layout. But I don't know if anyone else has had any issues with their layouts once they get a Pendolino. If you've got a problem that most of your locos don't pick up with your track, a Pendolino will. They need to have perfectly laid track. Any bumps, any incorrect curves or curves that are too tight, it's off. Fabulous set, but terrible for layouts that aren't set up properly or got a few bumps. So if you're getting a Pendolino, beware. You may have a lot of issues with it. What trains have you got you would recommend us getting? That's from Thomas Walsh. What trains do I have that I recommend you getting? Well, I highly recommend everybody's got to have a shed, without a doubt. A Class 66, doesn't matter what manufacturer it's made by, you must get a Class 66. They are true workhorses, as well as the original Class 37s. Everyone has to have a Class 37 as well. HST, without a doubt, everyone must have an HST. I actually have 7 complete sets. I have several in the Intercity Swallow livery. I have BR Blue, Virgin, what else? I have, well, I've got 2 actual blue Intercity liveries. I've also got the 225. If you can get your hands on a 225, which are relatively cheap these days, do recommend getting one of those as well. Alex Chilton, thank you for joining us. You've got 4 Scotsmen in all different liveries. Very nice. Top man. Dave Jones, Gauge Master Chip, Jason, I think, mate. Yeah, I think it was the Gauge Master Chips that were causing the issues. You're correct there, Dave. Penny Hill, are you looking forward to seeing my GRR57? Yes, Penny Hill is joining Barnabas Junction in 2 weeks' time. So set a date for your diaries. We might be going live when he's here. And he's bringing his, as a guest loco, he's bringing his GWR Tintangel Castle, if I've pronounced that right, here, and will be featuring on the layout. S2S, I saw the Aussie Tour edition of the Scotsman with double tender and kangaroo bars for $250. It looked amazing. Yeah, looked amazing, but not such an amazing price. What's your favourite steam and freight in real life? My favourite steam engine? Well, I think everyone's got to like a Flying Scotsman. But from personal experience, and I'll just grab it. A steam locomotive that I personally have driven, I have a model of. And it is, I don't know if you can see that. It's the Foxcote Manor. It's a castle class. Sorry, it's a manor. Get my words right. It's a manor class. That's my personal favourite steam locomotive. As the reason being, just place that back. I have actually driven it at Llangollen for a birthday. It was a driver experience. So that's my favourite steam. As for where are we? As for diesels, 37s, without a doubt, of the older, but of the modern fleet, I'm very torn by the 68s. They are really, really close at being my favourite diesel. Freight engine. 66 is for freight, I think. I don't think 68s were classes of proper freight, but 66 is for freight. 37's still in there, keep mentioning them. Good evening, the Scrapline Model Railway Weathering. Hi, good evening to you too. Thanks for joining us here at Barnabas Junction. S2S, eBay is great. Yes, it is. It is great. People are selling stuff that's listed with bad titles. I've noticed that. Good thing to get a bargain there. When you're searching for something on the auction sites, don't necessarily search for a correct title. You might find someone has searched for, listed something incorrectly, titled it incorrectly, and not people are looking for it. Doesn't really come up in the listings for something to buy, and you can grab yourself a bargain. With building so many layouts, what's the biggest mistakes you made to give people like me the heads up when starting mine? What's the biggest mistakes you made? The biggest mistake I made? Using steel track when I first started. That is the biggest mistake I ever made. When you getting your layout set out, think of the environment that you're building it in. Now, I'm in a loft. Lots of people build them in sheds. Some people build them in spare rooms in the houses. Think of the environment that you're building them in. Is it a cool environment? Is it a hot environment? Is it a mixture of both? Lofts are a mixture of both. If the environment fluctuates in temperatures, hot to cold, your track will expand and contract. Steel track is notoriously bad for that. And also, on top of that, it rusts. Regardless of how much you clean it, it will rust because condensation will gather on it. Moisture, it's there, it will rust. Now with the new track, the nickel silver track, you don't get that. Or at least I haven't really had that issue, but you will still get expansion and contraction with your track. So make sure you put little gaps between the joins of your track, because I had issues over this side. I've had to completely relay this side over in the loft due to hot weather. I know we don't have much of it here in the UK, but when we do it, we get it quite strong, especially in the loft, because the temperatures in the loft, sun beating down on it all day. Temperatures, I've recorded temperatures of 48 Celsius up here. It's been that hot. And my track has expanded that much. It's lifted, kinked, and everything comes off. And I've had to rip it up and start again. That was due to the fact I still had quite a bit of steel track that I acquired secondhand back in the days when I first started doing the layouts. So that was my biggest ever mistake, having steel track right at the beginning, because it turns out a waste of money. Nickel silver track's quite inexpensive, especially if you can get a hold of some that's secondhand, but majority of it is not that expensive really, especially if you're getting flexi track. When it comes to points, that's a different matter. That's where the real money is spent on a layout. Right, I need to try and catch up with these questions. Right. Any plans for overhead wires, Jason says. S2S. Yes and no. I'm still umming and ahhing over it. As I do run, obviously, some low-cost services here that are pantographed. It would be prototypically correct to have overhead gantries and stuff. And I was looking at it. Who was I looking at? Yes. Trying to remember now. AY76, Jan. He's just been doing some overhead gantries on his layout, and I was watching his video yesterday. And I do like what he's done. I don't think I would do the wires between. I think I'd just put the gantries on, as once you put the wires in, it restricts access down to your tracks, and you still need to keep the tracks clean with a track rubber or using your special solutions for track magic and stuff. So putting gantries and your wiring in would restrict that. But I am still thinking about putting the all the beams and that to give the effect. 68 is an awesome loco. You have two, Daring and Valiant. ScotRail, yes, I do like the ScotRail, but I'm the DRS fan of them. I have Intrepid here, and maybe in the distant future I'll get one of the newer ones. But I am actually, talking of that, I am actually awaiting Dapol to get back in touch with me, because I am having a body replacement due to the livery error. So I had one of the first ones. So I'm waiting for that to come back. David, yes, Classic 76899. S2S Langolan is gorgeous town. Yes, I do rate if anyone's got the opportunity, go down to Langolan. It's gorgeous, not only just for the railway, but for the scenery and everything. It's fantastic. Do the Class 68 have flashing halo lighting as they are on the reel? No, you can, but mine doesn't. I think if you get, if you've got a very big, powerful DCC controller, and you've got the sound chip, I think, in it, you can modify the halo light to do various different functions than it actually does in the way I've got it. As I've only got DC as the Hornby Select, it purely is just on when in the direction of travel. But I do believe you can modify it. Yes, use keywords, not titles. Oh, hey. Oh, just realised. Hi to DJ Model Railways. Hi, Des. Thanks for joining us. I've got your prize around here somewhere. I think I've stored it away so it doesn't get damaged. I'll try and remember where it is. Sorry, there's that much. It's a loft, so it still gets used as a loft. I've got stuff everywhere. Where is it? That's a good. Do you know what? That's a good point, actually. I'm going to try and find where that is. I've stored it away somewhere. Steel track rust before your eyes. Avoid. Yes, yes, definitely. DJ, I've still got 50 plus pieces of steel track and about 20 years old. Well, I'm sure we'll fall. And actually, going on steel track, if you've got steel track, don't use it actually on the layout. It's not recommended, but it's great for line side accessories, for like waist track. It rusts well, so just put it on, stick it down at the side of the rails, and just leave it. Naturally rusted scenery. Can't go better than that. That is cheap. So if you want budgeting, put your old steel track as accessories. There's you go, some cheap tip there. Would you agree the Princess Coronation classes are beautiful? I've not actually seen one apart from on a YouTube channel. I think it's Class 47 Peter. He's just got himself one, and he did a bit of unboxing of it. Yeah, it does look good. It does look very nice. But I'm not really a steam fan. I like the diesels. I'm a bit of a diesel fan with the electrics ones as well, thrown in for good measure. But if I could get my hands on one cheaply, or if anyone wants to donate one to Barnabas, I would quite welcome that. I wouldn't say no to one, but I personally wouldn't go out and buy one. Keep on the good work, enjoying your videos. Thanks, Thomas Greg. I think I pronounced, or Greg, if I pronounced that right. Apologies if I haven't. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're enjoying the videos. Brian, he sold it. Laugh out loud. Who sold what? I take it you're on about. Oh right, hang on a second. I saw a Class 58 that was listed as train carriage. I kid you not. Class 58. That's a good loco, and you can actually get them cheap. Good idea. Bingo. Best use for all of them. Steel track for scenery. Yeah, you go. I take it you've done that too, DJ. New Junction, thanks for joining us, finally. Where have you been? If you could shrink down to 00 gauge, what loco would you sit in and why? That's a good question, that. Good question. What loco would I sit in? I'm going to categorise that because when you say loco, in my eyes, loco is like a diesel or something like that. I would like to sit in the Flying Scotsman. I would like that for steam. For an actual diesel, a 37, definitely. I'd definitely like to get me bum into a full 37, just to hear the raw, the power, the oomph behind it. It's sure raw power. Electric. Well, I've been in a Pendolino. I've sat in a Pendolino, so I can't really use that one. So wouldn't mind the Hitachi. Yeah, I think I like to get in one of them. One of them new Hitachis. But something that gets missed a lot, I wouldn't mind sitting in one of the old Eurostars. That's an interesting one. That's something that people don't mention these days. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting in the Eurostar. One of the old Eurostars. Charlie Brook, yo, thanks for joining me. You caught me this time. Yay, diesel all the way. Yeah, too right, mate. Too right indeed. Michael Frey, steam all the way. Everyone's got their own choice. Me, diesel, stroke electric with a touch of steam in there. Brian, your prize. Yes, it's around here somewhere. I'll find it just to show you all that it has arrived safely. What's better, the 88 or the 68? Good question. I've not seen a 88 yet, and I wouldn't mind a model of one. I don't think there's actually any overall difference because I think the loco itself, it's the gubbins inside that are different. Obviously, because it's bio, it's a multi between the diesel and the electric. So, yeah. Just actually, Charlie Brook, class 43. On the locos, I've actually sat in a 43, so I can't use that one either. Get my bum into a 37. Yeah. I've got a soft spot for the Mallard. Yes, yeah. I think it's a bit of a historical loco. And did you know the Mallard was actually built here in Crewe? There's one for you. Diesels go down under 2. Yeah, I've been looking at some of the Australian stuff. Now, talking of Australian, Kiwi, can you answer this? Have you seen the XPT? It's the Aussie equivalent of the APT stroke class 43 HST. Have you seen one? Let us know. I love the 47, thorough workhorse over the years. Yes, 47s are good. I've got, talking of 47s, I've got 4 of them here. I've got four 47s. I just see a lot of you chatting amongst yourselves there. Eurostar on the French side of the channel is pants. I won't repeat that. I was quite nervous when I took my wife to Paris. Right. That's somewhere I want to get down the Eurostar. I want to go take the wife to Paris as well. So if she's listening, we will go one day. Dave, what engine would you say is the train equivalent to a jammy Dodger? A train equivalent to a jammy Dodger? Okay. That's a good one. I'll get back to you on that, Dave. A vac for myself, yes, scrap. Have you ever been on the TGV? No, but a friend of mine had a model of it and I did like it. But I do believe they're really hard to get hands on now in model wise. I wouldn't mind one. If anyone can find one for me. New Junction. Cottesmore Junction returning, or is hell freezing over? Which is more likely? Well, I'll leave that one to you to discuss directly with Dave. Watch this space. Smoky Joe is a jammy dodger. Possibly. And I've seen a lot of jammy dodgers. Sorry, I see a lot of Smoky Joes about, and I do believe a lot of people say everyone should have a Smoky Joe. I haven't got one. Should I get one? Let me know. So, any questions actually about the layout then? Would you like to see some trains running maybe? Excuse me. I was supposed to actually do this live session yesterday. As you can hear, I got a bit of a cough. I woke up yesterday morning feeling absolutely rotten. And I was gutted to be able to have to cancel doing this last night. I've still got a bit of a tickle in fact. I'm just going to have a quick drink, one moment. Oh. John Waller, trains running, please. DJ, how is my lighting going? Well, it's come to a stop at the moment after all the painfulness and a lot of ums and ahs, we'll say. Yes, I'll just point out the lighting. I've still got some additional bulbs yet to go into the platform sections to match up, because I had to put some extra bulbs in there because it was a bit dark. I've got three bulbs to put in there. I've got some additional illumination yet to go into the station top. Although that station building will not remain for the full time. I have got plans to put a more modernised station building up there. The high street and station is finished lighting on the top, and so is the high street here. It only goes up to, and I'll just try and step back. It only goes up to the roundabout just here. I'll come round to the side, and over in this corner here, I've got a retail park that's kind of come to a standstill, and that's got to be illuminated. And then eventually, I'll be coming down this side here where it'll be an industrial area, and I've got to put a lot of lighting in there. So the lighting's coming along. It's coming along. Oh, and also over the far side there, I've got my church, and I want to illuminate that as well. And also, my multi-story car park, I want to attempt in some way to put some illumination inside there, but I'm thinking I'm going to have to put maybe some LED strip lighting in there, because it needs to be really thin, because the gaps aren't particularly wide. I know I can't get my hands in from the front. I'd have to come in through from the back. Right, see what other questions have we got. Show us the other sections of the layout. Right, you would like to tell you what then? I've got the camera on a stand at the moment, so I'll need to take that camera off, and I'll rotate you around so you can see. I've currently got a low light bulb in here because the normal bulb that I used to light up here was too bright for the camera. So in some areas it will show up a little bit dark, so I might have to use a bit of a torch light. So I'm just going to place these down. So I won't be able to answer any more questions at the moment, because I'm just going to place that down. Right. Just in case we need it. Where it's a jungle in here. It's a jungle. Ah, there it is. Right. Trusty torch, just in case it's needed. So, who was it who was asking that? FJ1701 modeler. Show the other sections. Right. So I'm going to rotate you around now. I'll leave you on the stand for the second because I've got a really long cable. Right, so this side has been my main scenic side. I'll just rotate that. So here, just rotate you around. That's where the main station is, obviously. So it goes into a big hillside. The upper level is the DC line that goes across. Due to restraints of beams in the loft, obviously, I've got certain areas I can't put tracks. So we've got the two main lines that go through through to the hillside, and I've got the branched line kind of section that comes in front of the hillside and follows round along, and then the two lines, main lines, come out here along the rock side. The upper level follows along there. That's all got to be still worked on. I've done the scenic area. I'll take you in for a bit of a closer look. Just tilt that down for a bit. There we go. So yeah, that's the scenic side. Did a lot of work on that some time ago, and then it goes around here. Now this section is actually above my loft hatch, so it's the narrowest part of the layout. So, and you'll see where them girder edges are. That's to protect anything, stop it from falling down the loft hatch. So let me just rotate you again. I'm going to have to spin you this way because of the cable. Sorry if I'm making anyone dizzy. Over on this side here, that's where the retail park is, over there. That comes down here into this area. Ignore the tankers I just stored there at the moment out of the way. But this whole area here will be my industrial area leading up to the over section. So yeah, it's about 13.5 foot by 13.5 foot. So I hope you like that. Right, so let's lock you down again. So I've just brought you in a bit closer now to the layout. Let's take it there actually, so you still can see me. And I'll take it a little bit higher. There we go. Okay. Back to the questions. Where did I get the lights from? The lights are from eBay. They come all the way from China. It was a pack of 30. I've got them here. I'll just find them for you. I should have been really set up for all your questions, really, shouldn't I? I did put everything away. I had a bit of a tidy up. Where are they? Doo-ba-doo-doo. Anyway, no, not there. Oh, I didn't. Yeah, the lights were from China. They were £12 for a pack of 30 bulbs. Do you know, I cannot remember where I put them. Yeah, they were a pack of 30, and they come with a resistor that you actually have to attach to the red wire in the lighting along its line before it reaches your accessory kit line. And I think they were £12. I've still got them, actually. I still watch them, and I'm thinking about getting myself some more very soon. I've got, I think, 10 left. I might have 9 now. I think I blew one of up during testing. Right. Anyone know of any companies that make custom 00 gauge treble twos in East Midlands trains? And could we see the 91 running? Yes, I'm going to run some trains for you. The 91 is there. Now, it's the old DC version. It's been hardwired, so I've got a decoder in it, but I haven't done the lighting in it yet. So yeah, I will get that going around very shortly. Charlie, lighting is looking very cool. Thank you very much. Run the 68. Right, so we want the 91 and we want the 68 to run. Okay, no problem. I'll get that. A 360 toy. I'll do another spin round as well, as show you shortly. You can get great LED strips from IKEA. Can you? All right, I'll look at that. Thank you very much, S2S. I have a Smoky Joe. Evening all. F. Ingham. I think that's how it's pronounced. Every mother and the son has a Smoky Joe. I don't have one yet. People keep telling me I should have one. Oh, you got to do so. Apologise for that, but Are you planning on joining your upper level to the lower level at any point? Good question. I'm making it fully DCC. It used to be connected to the lower level. I have considered reconnecting it, as they are at the moment. They're two independent lines, two independent tracks. The top section is just one line, that is just DC. All of the bottom level is DCC. I do plan to put a switch in to enable the upper level to be DCC. But the reason why I've left it DC at the moment is because I've still got a lot, and I'd say probably 60% of my stock, loco stock, is still DC. So I need a DC line. I know you can run a DC loco on a DCC circuit on address 00, but you can only realistically control one. You can run more than one, but you can only control it. If you put two class 37s DC on to a DCC layout, they will both operate on address 00. So you can, if you make them go forward, they'll both go forward. So yeah, so I need to keep the DC line for testing and running in DC locos. Also, you can put DCC locos onto the DC track. Tongue twisting. But yeah, connecting them back up, I have considered it, but it's going to be a long way off before I do. So that's something for the future. When are you building the real storage under the layout? You could get a decent rundown. Yeah. Well, actually, when I did the lighting, who said that? Sorry, before we go any further. Dave, right. When I did the lighting, I got the chance to get underneath there and assess. Now, as we all know, Everard had them issues with MDF, and this layout is built with MDF. I know you're all screaming at me now, why? Well, it's cheap at the time, and I wasn't expecting it to get this big, really, and this much done on it. It was just simply put together, not with the understanding of what happens with MDF. Anyway, getting to the nitty-gritty, I have the timber. I'm going to be strengthening this, as this is the only real major area that spans a large area. That does, but that's all been strengthened, and it's only 11 inches wide, so I've not got any worries about that. But this stretches nearly 3 foot. It's about 2.5 foot, just over 2.5 foot from front to back, and it, with everything getting on it, built on it, it is starting to sag in the middle, straight down the middle. It's starting to sink. So I've got to get timber supports and attach it all in. I'm going to build a frame that will be rigid. As it's a loft, the floor is uneven, so I've got a lot of measurements to do. So when I got the opportunity to get under, I had a look at it, and I've assessed where I need to put the strengthening supports in. That's something I'm hoping to do, hopefully before Christmas. If not, depending on availability and how cold it gets up here, it'll be after Christmas. So yeah, when I do that strengthening, I'm then also going to build in storage underneath, so I can put all this stuff away nice and neatly. Yeah, correct, DJ. MDF can be used. Also depend if you're inside a house where your environment is a lot warmer, MDF is a lot more available to be used. But when you're in a fluctuating environmental area, MDF will absorb the moisture, it will contract, it'll expand, and can be a bit dangerous. But yeah, if you treat it and seal it, you'll have much less problems. So that's something to take in. Cromwell Valley, I'd like to share Penny. Sorry, Jason, I meant, will you join the upper level with an incline, or do you want to keep them separate? Yeah, sorry, I knew what you meant. The plan is, if I do, it will be joined over the loft area. I'll go into more detail with you, Jane, when I see you in a couple of weeks. That's pretty much the only area that will give me the availability to link the two via an incline. But my restriction in space to get a good ratio of an incline going up in what it's about 10 foot, I would struggle to get the incline to allow stuff to go up without any struggles. So I'm toying with the idea. Leave it with me. Everard's Baseballs has legs of adjustable heights now. Yeah, I've seen them, what he's made. We don't all have that kind of equipment available to make that sort of stuff. So yeah, unfortunately, we have to go out and buy it. And budget's being tight, we can't necessarily all do that. They're not there, right. How much track was used in the creation of Barnabas? Right, you're really stretching the questions there, New Junction, Rich. How much track? Crikey, I'd have to get a tape measure out. But what I will say is, do you know what? You're going to laugh at me with this. I'm just going to do something one second. I'm just going to have to move some stuff out of the way. When I started this layout, we all get excited about laying track. And then we meet the model railway community and they say one thing: less is more. And I had that said to me so many times. Now, a few of you have known me for a while, and I'll look back on previous videos, but over a year ago, you'll have seen that this layout was pretty much just track. It was track here, sidings everywhere. I tried my best. It was before I had this shelving. I tried my best to make sure I had somewhere to sit every loco and every bit of rolling stock. Unfortunately, this is not really a big enough space. I don't have a fiddle yard, and I don't have the ability to accommodate a fiddle yard really. So everything was on board level, and I had sidings everywhere. And then it got to the point where, where's my scenery going? Where am I going to build the station and stuff like that? And after a lot of thinking, a lot of pestering from others, get rid of that, you don't need that, less is more, less is more. I ripped up over half of it. In here, this is a suitcase. Just a normal box standard suitcase. You'll all laugh at me for showing you this. Let's remove that. In here, I don't know whether the camera will pick it up. No. Anyway, in here, as you can probably hear, is meters and meters of track. And it's all nickel silver. Maybe a couple of lengths of steel still, including points, more points, lots more points. This all used to be on the layout, but I pulled it all up, and what's left is what's left. I had to make room for the scenery. Excuse me a moment. So yeah, how much track has been used? Well, I'm going to be an absolute rough estimate. 60, 120, 180. Daft answer is about 240 meters. I think. If I've done the calculations, that's totally off the top of my head, Rich. About 240 meters. Because I have 4 lines in the station area that stretches to 7 lines. No, it doesn't. It stretches to 9 lines. and it's like 13 foot. What's that? It's about 4 meters, 4.5 meters. So talking decalculations, I think it's about 240 meters, but that's probably way out. Holidays with Barnabas with a train set. Actually, all right, hang on. I've just remembered something I've completely forgot about. Someone said something that everyone should have. Now, I didn't have one of these until last Christmas. Everyone needs the Santa Express. Still in its box. It has been out, but only around the tree. It's never actually been on the layout. But I do intend to correct that this year, to do a Christmas day running session or something close as. So look out for that soon. Santa Express. Super cheap. I do know a local place at the moment is selling this for about £35, this actual set. I think it's this one. I don't think it's the 2017 edition. This is the 2016 edition. Only difference being is one of the carriages, that one there, is different. I think the rest of the set is completely identical. So yeah, that's a fully complete set there. I had that as a Christmas present actually last year. It did feature around the Barnabas tree. Hopefully it'll see it on the layout this year. Back to questions. Oh, good man, Thomas. Order yourself a Class 37. What, is it Batman, Hornby? I don't know, Dapple, Helgen? Let us know. That's a lot of track. Yeah, it is a lot of track, Brian. I'll get a better light on it one day and I'll show you really how much there is. There's enough to do probably the same layout again. If you could replace one full section of the layout, what would it be and what would you replace it with? One full section. Difficult one, really, because I don't know what I'd... well, due to my restraints of the beams, if I didn't have the beams in, I would replace, well, not necessarily replace, the section that I intend to be industrial area. I would increase that in. I would put an actual TMD in there, and that's something I've always wanted to have, is a TMD. I did try to have one, but it kind of failed. So yeah, it would be the industrial section. It would still be kind of an industrial, but I'd put a TMD there. As it stands, it's not possible, but plans for something maybe next year are in preparation. The plannings have been drawn up, so keep an eye out. There might be something new coming. Christmas is fast approaching. Yeah, tell me about it, Des. Thomas Walsh, Lima. Yeah, if you want bargain loco, recommend Lima all the way. I have the Christmas set for my tree too. I have this year's wagon too. Yes, I've seen that this year's wagon has been produced, and I think Hattons were posting out about it. But I think it's a little bit expensive just for a wagon. I think it's £17 just for a little wagon. When the set you can buy for like 35. Figures, doesn't it? Bah, humbug. Yeah. Just so you all know, I am known in the family as the Grinch. That is my little nickname, because I hate Christmas. Well, I don't hate Christmas. I hate Christmas when it's not in December. Christmas is not allowed here until at least 1st of December. Another reason being because it's my birthday on the 25th of November, and I don't like anything Christmas on my birthday, because my birthday's my birthday, it's not Christmas. So we don't have anything to do with Christmas in this house at Barnabas until after my birthday, so usually about the 1st of December. So yeah, I am bar humbug, Grinch. I get a lot saying, Max, fetch my coat. I say that a lot. Right, so I think it's been enough of me rabbiting. I think you deserve to see some trains running, don't you? How long have we been going now? Ooh, 65 minutes. Dave, how many locos can you run at once? As many as I want, really, because DCC. But if I did say doing one on each line, so we've got 4 runnable lines. I've got the inner line, the 2 main lines, and the upper line. So 4 can go around, but I do regularly run more than 1 loco, as long as I'm keeping an eye on it. Right, so people have asked for the 91, people have asked for the 68, so you have to bear with me while I set this all up, and we'll get some locos running, and I'll take you in for some closer looks, so bear with me a moment. And straight away, as always, we have this light derailment. It might be because I've knocked it, actually. Oh no, it seems okay, actually. There it is. So, feel free to talk amongst yourselves. And we want a 68 on, don't we? I'll put the 68 on the inner line. Right. That's going. Right. Doing that round. Right. What else have we got here? 10. We'll run that. Now, I've actually not warmed any of this up. None of it's actually been running today. So, it might be a bit jittery. We'll get a little bit noisy as we progress. I'll try not to run anything too fast. Okay. So let's power that up. Fingers crossed, everything should run smoothly. Right, let's take you in for some closer views. And I'll talk you around with what's running. I'm going to flip you onto the opposite camera. 1 second, here we go. Right. Right, so there we go. 225 whizzing through. We do have a derailment, surprisingly. Nothing ever goes perfectly right, does it? So just place you back on here for a moment while I sort that out.
Built my layout for a 91 at the only train that won't run without derailing. Oh, lovely. Right. Oops, sorry about that. Right, so here we go. Interstate 225. And it's derailed again. Not having much luck with that today. And it's derailed itself, I'll do. Okay. What questions have we got? Quite right, John. Derailments. A lot of majority derailments are caused by the back-to-back measurements. For those of you who don't know what a back-to-back measurements, that is, and I'll show you for an example, and it's very common on Hornby. Back-to-back measurements is the measurement between your wheel flanges, there and there. I think the recommended measurement is 14.7 millimeters. Anything more or less than that, and you'll find you'll come across with a lot more derailments. I have actually adjusted quite a few of mine, especially the Pendolino. That Pendolino has been a nightmare, and it seems to alter itself during usage as well. I don't know if it's to do with the contraction and stuff like that. So yeah, keep an eye on your back-to-back measurements. Right, let's take you in for some closer looks. Class 57009. The first Northwestern Class 158 up on the upper line. Let's take you down to the beautiful Class 68. There she is in all her glory. Let's take you in for a closer view live, run by. As you can see, it's not illuminated, the 225. I have a box of bushes on the table, yes, quite right. And talking of that, actually, I'm just going to place you back up onto the stand and I'll spin the camera around. So let's get this the right way around. Let's place you back up here. Now, I recently went to Model O exhibition here in Crewe. If some of you do follow my channel, you'll have seen a recent video I posted taken from when I was at the exhibition. And I picked up a few goodies. That was the exhibition. I'll save you. The free program. And I got a box of goodies. And as you say, a sign of things to come. Some more static grass. Some foliage. And I didn't pay full prices for these. I got them at a rock bottom price. So, like you say, sign of things to come. What am I going to be doing, I wonder? What am I going to do? S2S, is that a Thunderbird Class 47? Incorrect, but correct. It's a Thunderbird, correct, but it's not a 47, it's a 57. Bring it over close for you to have a closer look. It's Scott Tracy. Absolutely beautiful. 57301 Thunderbird Scott Tracy. Fully DC. Sorry, fully DCC. Beautiful. Always white one. Got one. So, what else is everyone saying? Okay, Brian, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you again very soon. Kiwi, very impressed. Thank you very much, Kiwi. I tried best. What's my thoughts on sound? Expensive. If I had to sum it up in one word, expensive. I do have a sound. I have a TTS 47 over here. I do have this. It's TTS 47 033. That's my only one, but I do want to get a 37. But I do believe the Class 37 TTS sound chip has not yet been released, so I'm waiting for that. So it's the cheaper option. So obviously, buying a 37 with sound is relatively expensive. Yeah, expensive understatement. Right. Someone actually asked, can they see the 68? So let's get the 68 out in the layout. Right. Okay. The Class 66 TTS sound is a good one, so disappointed with the 37. I'll take it you've heard the 37 then, so I've not seen it myself. Just a quick comment on DC locos on DCC address 0. That is only on certain DC controls. If your controller does not support that function, you will destroy the modes. Quite right, actually, there, Chris. Very quite right. The Hornby Select, I know, will do it. Please check with other manufacturers that that ability is available, as you don't want to run the risk of frying those expensive motors. Tour of the shelf. It's actually a tip at the moment. I should have tidied it all up. Right. Let me take you in for a closer look. It is a tip. Top self-storage adults only. Right, so we have here the Ostrom Pendolino. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 shorties for the Intercity 125 HST. I have another Mark 4 coach there for the 225. I've got 5, which is actually a full set, pretty much, for the blue HST, as well as motor and dummy there. I've got of the nuclear flasks, dozens of the retro box fans, 2 additional tankers here to add on to the tanker collection, retro tankers, more HSTs, as you can see, maroon LMS, postal carriages, and also Flying Scotsman teaks. On the lower level, we have my 101. I've got a class 153 in Northern Rail there, 3 class 37s, all in same livery. Diesel Depot 47, just here. Sorry about that, I'm trying to hold the camera. Diesel Depot 47, Victim Support Parcel Livery 47. I've got Super Sprinter, 2-car set, class 156. 208s, VR, and one in red. 257s, Freightliner, 66 Freightliner. What we got here? I think that's another DRS 37, is it? No, it's not. It's a BR Blue 37 at the back, sorry. Class 40, D200, TTS 47, large, that's the Country Norfolk 47, large logo, Virgin Trains, and Intercity liveried 47 there at the back. I've got Flying Scotsman and my Foxcoat Mammoth. Whew, that's the tour of the shelves. Oh, and just one, not forgetting, I've got the Bachmann wagon there, still in the box, never been opened, with my surname on it. So, to take you back, and let's catch up with them questions, Paris, for that. Right, what additional questions have we got? Is running on DC dependent on the controller or chip? There we go, Chris has answered that one, thank you. Getting your money worth tonight, great show. Well, thank you very much, Richard. It's been long awaited. Quite enjoying this, so we might have to do more of these quite regularly if you quite happily would like to join in. Regarding sound, there's a couple of bargains out there. Western Express set from Hattons, including E-Link, down to $199. Now that's not bad if it includes an E-Link. Correct, quite right there, Chris. When's your next live? Crikey, I'm just getting this one. I'm just going to have to plug you back in for the power because we're getting low on power. 1 second. There we go. And take that off there. Apologies for this. Yes, hell of a collection. As well as obviously everything that's on the layout as well. And I've just noticed the 68 stopped. I think a little bit of track cleaning is required in that area. Doesn't want to move now. come back to that. Just need to get a drink. Always chatting. How often do I clean my track? Every time I'm up here. It does get, although it's sealed loft, it still does get exceptionally dusty up here. So I regularly have to clean it. Pretty much every time I come up here, and I come up here at least twice a week. I'll take a moment to go around. I haven't done it before I did this session, or I do apologise for that, as it is causing a few issues in places. But yeah, say quick whiz over. I do have a track cleaning coach and one I made myself, so I can do a lot. I can do at least 2 tracks at once and manually go around with a track cleaning rubber as well. It's pretty much track cleaning coaches are needed to get in those tight spots where I can't quite get my hand in, especially on the hillside. Do I use CMX? No, but I would like to use one. I have struggled. I've been looking to get one, but they are expensive, but well worth it. I do agree. Do I have any problems with the changes in temperature with the track or controller in the loft? I've not had any problems with the controller, and I've not actually had any problems with the locos. It has been purely the track. Touch wood, I won't have any issues this winter, as I think I've sorted out all the problems now with the replacement track that kinked and got damaged in the hot spell throughout the summer months of this year. Right, thanks for tuning in, Dave. Good to see you, and maybe see you in a few weeks on a visit down here at Barnabas. Say hi to the wife, and oh, Dave, happy birthday. You kept that one quiet. So, I'm going to take you in for some closer views now while I'm running views. Can you subscribe? A brilliant question. Of course you can subscribe. Feel free, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget, hit the bell next to the subscribe button, as YouTube have changed their system where you don't get notified of everything if you are subscribed. If you hit the bell, you get all your notifications. What's my favourite and least part of Barnabas? My favourite, it's got to be my High Street, probably. That is Stationary High Street. Yeah, I do like the scenery section. Hills, I'm quite really pleased with that. It's the first time I'd ever done scenery. I do like the High Street. I'm really pleased with that. My worst bit, at the moment, probably that there, because I don't know what to do with it. It's kind of, I'm in 2 minds of changing it when I'm coming down to the industrial area. It's a bit of an and an at the moment with this area here, so that's probably the worst bit at the moment. Thomas, thanks for joining in. I'm glad you joined us. Thanks for all the questions, and I hope you enjoyed what you've seen. What have I found the most challenging to model? How do you mean? As in to model scenery, station buildings? How do you mean on that? Please, could you just elaborate a bit more on that, Rich? See if we can get the 68 to go. I must apologise, but the 68 decided to stop. So we'll take that away for now. What do we have on? I think we'll have some TTS sound on. Now, I've not run it on this track, so bear with me. Okay. I remember the number now. Yeah. Alright, there we go. That's running. It's an odd combination of locos on here now. Helps if you actually put them up on the track properly, isn't it? Right. Let's fire it up. Come on. Let's bring everything to stop. So we can hear this fire up. TTS sound, class 47. Hopefully it'll run smoothly. I've not run this for a while, so I'll just take it nice and steady. And to be honest, I've never actually ran it on this line. I think it's come on. Bring it to a stop. Ooh. There we go. Carriage knocked it off. See, it doesn't like this. There we go. Wasn't quite on the track, right? Okay, any more questions? Thanks for tuning in, Train Central 125. Good to see you. I'll see you again very soon. DJ, do I use point control? And if so, what do you use? Unfortunately, no, I don't. And that 30, it stopped again. 1 second. Do I use point control? No. I have thought about it, and I would like to, but it's a bit expensive to do.
I've been following yourself, DJ Des. Your work that you've been doing, brilliant, absolutely outstanding. I would like to automate the points here on the station. As the hand of God doesn't always look good on some videos. I'll just bring this to a stop. So yeah, at the moment, all my points are operated manually, I'm afraid. Any chance of a YouTuber meeting when there? Yes, we've got a few visitors due. We recently had Dave from Dave's Trains. He came and visited and did a lovely video of the layout. And we currently have got another 3 YouTubers due to visit Barnabas. And also there is going to be a group of us meeting up at Worley, which is actually on my birthday, 25th of November. There's 5 of us, I think, at the moment that are going to be all meeting up down there, central of the country. So if you're going Worley, keep a lookout for me and feel free to pop over and come and say hi. I'll be greatly appreciate you to come in and speaking to me. Kiwi, I'll book a flight. Yes. Yes, JT, I am going Worley. In fact, just to show, there we go. There's the tickets, train tickets and Worley tickets already there for the day. I went last year for the first time ever after actually winning tickets to go. And wow, what a day out it was. Long day, but highly recommended for anybody to go and see the whole event. It's absolutely amazing. What day? I'm on the 25th. It's a Saturday. And I have got I forgot early access tickets, so I'll be there for when doors open first thing. Oh, done. Unfortunately, no, I'm on the Saturday, not the Sunday, so sorry. Yes, JT, quite happily. Yeah, I'll be there when doors open. I've got the early access tickets. I think early access is getting at 9:15, and I arrive at the railway station, I think, for about 8:30. So I've got like 45 minutes. So yeah, quite happily. I hopefully will be supporting my top, but probably be covered over because it'll be very cold. Unfortunately, yeah, no, don't. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. Or if you're up in the area, feel free to get in touch. Oh, there's your on-call. Oh, such a pity. I do know that New Junction will be there. Susanna from Barrington District, she'll also be attending, hopefully. Stuart from Valleybrook, he's attending with myself. We're actually travelling down together. I'm not sure about anybody else as such. Yeah, well, there you go. Richard, going to be great to meet you down there. He's very lucky. He only lives up the road and all. So I've got far to go. So yeah, quite happily, I'd love to have a great YouTube meetup. Put faces to the voices, really. A lot of us still stay hidden behind the camera. And we all we hear generally is the voices. Right. I think that about wraps it up for tonight. We're just on the 1 hour mark now. And I'm getting rather hungry. I've not had my tea yet. And the throat's a bit sore as well. In fact, I'm just having another bit of pop. Ooh, that's better. So, what shall we do? I think I'm going to bring you down so you can see some live videos. I'll take you down eye level with the camera and leave you with some great running shots of the trains passing by here at Barnabas Junction. So bear with me while I just adjust all the camera tripod. Thanks, Dong. Thanks for joining us. And yes, hopefully see you again very, very soon. How's that? Are we happy with that position, everybody? Just twist you in a bit more. Now I think that will do us. Let's just bring you a bit further down. That's a little bit higher and a bit further down. You get a good overview. There we go. Right.
We've got runaway coaches. Excuse me. If anyone would like to see any particular views of the trains running, feel free to let me know in the chat. operating the wrong.
Me forgetting my local.
That's when you can remember your addresses. There we go. A slow plan of the layout. Slow pan all the way around. Okay, just give me a moment then, and I'll get on with that. What I will do for you in that case is I'm just going to change the light so you get a better brightness of around the layout. Just give me a moment. There we go, slightly brighter. Just going to do a loco change before we do. Now bring in 68002 Intrepid on tanker duties. Right. Sunrise at Barnabas, yeah. Right. Okay, just untangle my wire so I can take it all the way around. And I've just found this wire as well. Right, oops, sorry about that. Alright, so I'm going to try and do this as best as I can, as you would see. So we start over in the far corner where the retail park is. Take you along the station. Take you in for a closer look. Just have to wait for that. Right, let's carry on. Right. Charge. There we go. Right. Here comes Sparky. Yes. Welcome, Sparky. Have you been for the past hour and a half? I do believe the Pendolino has decided to stop. Don't know why, but there we go. I think it's because it was going too slow. I'm going to try and pan you round. That's the hillside of the church. That is removable, so I can get access underneath. Apologies for the back scene. The adhesive I used seems to not like the wallpaper that it's attached to. Ooh. Just speed that up. Get some better views there now. Oh, it stopped again. Oh no, here we go. Pendolino's got a mind of its own tonight. This is yet to also have trees and bushes and stuff on it, yeah. And all across the top of there, where the back scene is going to have bushes and stuff on. I had a bit of a fight with that back scene when I first put it on. That's why it's all crinkled. And this area is what's planned to be the industrial area when I get round to it. I'm chasing them around, Sparky, don't worry. That area there, as you can see, there's a board on there. That's it does actually come off, that does. If I move that from there, it's just something I'm possibly planning. Take that away. That's how it currently is. So I'm just toying with the idea of extending that gap, give me more area on the top. And then we're going back round. So there you go. So I think that's about it for tonight. Unfortunately, Sparky's only just arrived. Shaky camera, yeah, apologies for that. So